Good morning. First cup of coffee of the day. Delicious. So, I'm gonna go back to Professor Dershowitz and take my money off the table. Professor Dershowitz wanted to be an ambassador of goodwill. He says he has some credit with Biden and he can, make things right. And he asked people to give him ideas. And one of the ideas was to the Charlottesville. Charlottesville is more than a hoax, right? It's a driving power to dig into conservatives. It's a lie uh, that is based on loose truth, and when Professor Dershowitz was asked that Biden should take it back, clarify his statements, he says it's the media's fault. Professor Dershowitz says it's the media's fault. It's not Biden's fault. Well, here's the thing: if something is so popular and so outrageous on your uh, opponent side, and you just dismiss it and says it's the media's fault, maybe you don't understand what the Charlottesville hoax mean. When you call people Nazis, that's um, the case that was against you about being a pedophile, and you have a defense against it, pretty good one. And when I talk about your argument, and people says, "Oh, why are you listening to this pedophile, Dershowitz? Isn't that the guy that was on court?" And it makes my blood boil because I think it's outrageous what they accuse you of. I think it's disgusting, and I think it's unfair. The point is that I'm on your side because I understand, but apparently you don't. You think it's okay to call people Nazis? This is if it's not disgusting to you, if you're not understand and you think it's the media's fault, you're a good salesperson and you could sell ice to Eskimos. However, uh, when you're at the poker table and you try to sell something, right? That you have a good hand, that you have a bad hand, that you're bluffing, that you're not bluffing. However, everybody knows what you have for whatever reason. Uh, it's just look ridiculous, and you lose credibility. This is, this is not the best show, and you're not the ambassador of goodwill if you have your blinders like that. If you don't understand the other side, I don't know, maybe you should do a survey, bring it up, see if it bothers people. I don't know, just ask people. Does it bother you that I blame the media? What's the number one issue? Do you think that Charlottesville hoax is a good subject? Is it something that conservatives get upset about? Look, the Democrats wins. I don't know how legit or not legit it is. The truth is that my logic and the lack of proof and the courts not getting it. I don't know. There's too many suspicious behavior, right? It's not proof that something happened, but it definitely makes things suspicious, right? Now, what comes after that is the glee, right? Is the feel that you can do everything. In the poker, there is a, I don't know, a reverse tilt, if you may call it that. Um, recent game, a person came in with a king 4 offsuit to a big pot, and he hit 2 pair. And somebody with ace king lost, and the guy was like, "Yeah, I did it." And then he came in the big pot with pocket fours, and he 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 raised. Somebody after him re-raised. Everybody fold, came back to him. He called. The flop came 2-3-8. He raised. The guy after him goes all in, and he calls all in. And the guy that went all in shows a pocket eights, and the guy with the pocket fours, you know, there's 2-3-8 on the board. Now, math problem. What would be the best card for the pocket fours? Hint: it's not a 4, because if it's a 4, you only have 2% chance to win. The next card comes is a 5, which is the best card for the pocket fours, because now, if an ace comes, if a 6 comes, right, there is 4 more sixes, 4 more aces, so he has 16% to win. And sure enough, an ace came and he hit a straight. Right now, at that point, he got to what I call reverse tilt, and that is that you think you're invisible. That thing doesn't matter what cards you're gonna play, you're gonna win. You just need to raise and re-raise, and you're gonna be good. And that's what he did. And shortly after, he went bust. Right. The reverse tilt is almost as bad as the tilt. Right. The guy that with the pocket eights that flopped the top set and lost to pocket fours, he was on tilt. However, he adjusted eventually. He relaxed, he collected himself, and he continued to play well. The pocket fours that hit the straight out of nowhere, even after he got bust, he thought that losing was the exception. He didn't realize, he was still in glee, thinking that he's invisible. He can do whatever he wants, even after no money. So, our friends are Democrats that are in glee. They think that they can do whatever they want, cancel stuff. You're gonna go bust because you got lucky, maybe. However, I know that even after that, you're gonna write in the history books, in your own history books, that you were invincible. And the reason why you got busted later was um, a fluke. So, I don't know, Trump was a warning shot. That's just kind of like the beginning of the end. Uh, and I don't know what Trump will do. It doesn't matter, because even if Trump would get elected to the second term, eventually he would be out of power. So it's not about Trump. It's about the movement. It's about the idea that these adolescent high school kids at Congress and the Senate, eventually an adult will come and take over, right? An adult will come and says, "Silence, listen to me," and he's gonna take over and do whatever he needs to do. So, Professor Dershowitz, first to you, pay more attention, right? It's good practice in general, and I doubt that you, from all people, right, does not understand certain things and don't do your homework. And for all your poker players out there, I would say play a good game, okay? And yes, you get lucky sometimes. It happens, okay? Don't get it into your head, all right? And don't think you're invisible. It doesn't matter how well you run, okay? Just play solid game. Thank you, everybody. Cheers.